Rico or Haka. Yeah, let's try Haka.
We're cleared to lift off in 5, General. You and your men will be up on the platform in 15.
All right. Our instructions are to get Haka off Vekta as soon as. That means heading for the fortress and putting him on the next shuttle out of here.
Fortress, huh? We're gonna need a boat. We'd better head for the docks.
Great. Seasickness. It's bad enough having to look at this mutant's face all day.
Well, those of us with even remotely developed minds rise above the frailties of the flesh and cope with it.
It's lucky for you that you hold some vital shit in your head, you bald fuck. Else I'd rip it right off and shove it up your...
Enough! Rico, Haka, play nice.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to rain soon.
Yeah, looks like.
Keep quiet.
We have company.
They have a tank! Take cover! I'll take him on!
Over it go. I'll take him on. I think he's got big ass fucking guns.
Incoming!
Take out that tank or not? Oh, damn.
Shit. Hacker.
Hey, Rico, what happened to I'll take him on?
Looks like it's going to rain soon.
Well, it's mostly just because,
We have company.
They have a tank!
Haka
Take
is,
cover! I'll
he's
take him on.
Helghast, so it's one of those things where, I mean, Helghast wiped out his squad. He's not exactly going to be happy about it. Well, you gotta remember this was back in PS2 where they actually didn't shy away from shit like that. They actually liked the diversity of everything. Feels like nowadays games get too, like, they're too afraid to show that shit on screen, which kind of bothers me, because I feel like it's a good teaching moment.
Enemy in sight.
Like, are Helghast created to kill people? Like, I don't know, because, I mean, at least, because, I mean, Killzone, the first game seemed like, it seemed like there were a lot of games in the PlayStation 2 era that never really, like, you could tell there really wasn't expected to be a sequel. So, like, for example, like, Resistance Fall of Man, like, on the PlayStation 3 era, just seemed like there wasn't going to be a sequel, but it ended up doing so popular that they decided to make a sequel.
Next time, try it.
So I'm kind of like, Killzone was one of those games where whenever you have like only one game in when you only have one game and it ends up being popular enough to make a sequel, like they always adapt the lore a little bit. Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, because I mean, in the opening cutscene of this game, it's another planet, and they talk about how they had to like change their body to adapt to the landscape and stuff like that, and that's why you never see them. Because I mean, you see a couple Helghasts without their helmets in the beginning as they're being executed, because like it's the whole the Helghast regime took over everything. So it's like in the beginning. So, but after that you never really see them. So I'm wondering, is it? I want to say it's an ethnicity, but I don't know. But like how they mentioned that he's half Helghast, half human, I wonder, how, wonder how the hell that is. But
We'll take cover while you check out the area.
yeah, it really bothers me because there's a lot of games that were pretty much getting canceled today that
We're going as fast as we
that
can.
are great fucking games.
Open fire!
And I'm just kind of like, why? Just because they say shit that you don't like. Like, for example, I'm amazed. What game I'm amazed that got made in this era that I'll never understand how that was okay was fucking Mafia 3. Cause Mafia 3. Come on, shoot! What the hell? My R1 was all fucked up. But alright. But Mafia 3 deals in literally overt racism.
Looks like
Like they say the N-word, like, I mean, hell, how many times fucking what's his name? Nolan North says the N-word in that
We
game.
have company.
They
I'm
have a tank.
amazed.
Take cover. I'll take him on.
Open fire!
Ah, you damn it. Oh yeah, well, Nolan North is playing he's playing a race, like I mean, there's literally an overt reference to the Klan. Like they have he runs this leader of
Looks like it's going to
the
rain soon.
pseudo KKK, and he runs a radio show that's meant to keep people down because it's meant to Mafia 3 takes place in
We have company.
1968.
They have a
So,
tank. Take cover.
this is,
I'll take him on.
the segregation was still a thing, but we were coming out of it.
Fire Will!
So he's basically doing propaganda in Louisiana to try to keep black people down and all that shit. And then you literally kill him while he's in a fucking Klan robe. Yeah, that's what kind of bothers me, because it's like, you, for example, I saw a lot of people. Now, I'll be completely honest. I never saw the episode because there was an episode of Roseanne when they brought it back before Roseanne Barr took her fucking what was it? Took the sleep medication and went all crazy and racist. But what's his name? I guess there was an episode that a lot of people had a problem with. Is like, I guess a Muslim family moves in, so Roseanne's like all paranoid, thinking they're making bombs and stuff like that, until they invite her over and she realizes they're not that different. And the thing that kind of bothered me about that is people thought like, oh my god, this is horrible. And I'm like, well, no, it's showing how stupid she thought she was being, because. And how just that aspect of her going over the house, they're like, oh yeah, we're not that different. It's just different religion. To me, that's a funny way of understanding, because I mean, you had people in the 80s, 90s, or I believe it was the 80s or 70s, like Archie Bunker, who was this overt racist person, but at the same time, and he was a character that people were supposed to hate. But people ended up liking him because you're like, okay, look, you may not like him for his beliefs, but he stands by it, but he's all about his family, and you do see him kind of go back and forth about it all a lot. So it was kind of interesting to see. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I feel like I need to get a little thing of wood and just get up and just be like, what are you doing, Evan? I'm sitting on my soapbox. I just play video games, man. I'm a 25-year-old one-eyed half black man that plays video games. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have all the answers.
We'll take cover while you check out the area.
Hurry up! We have to catch up! We're going as fast as we can, sir. Watch out! We need support! Stand Open fire! Let's go!
Woo! Well, it's kind of like when you go through the internet. The internet made everything more accessible, but it also made all the bad parts of our society even worse. So, and like once you go in and clean out, it only makes it go underground. And it's also a thing of as you change language, it's kind of like George Carlin had a whole bit about the more you change language, the more you control thought, which is not a good thing because, you know, then you end up like 1984, like, oh man, this sludge, you know, there's not, you know, it tastes exactly like meat, but it's not meat. That's very double plus good. Like, you start to lose all the substance. Like, you know, that's why I always appreciated filmmakers like...
This looks like a good place to ambush them from.
Yeah.
Let the APC past.
Oh, okay.
Then we hit the grunts. Find some cover and wait for my signal.
Okay. That's why I always like movies like Mel Brooks' movies, because Mel Brooks' movie, they made fun of everybody. Blazing Saddles is still, to this day, one of the funniest comedies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Open fire!
We've got company! Taking heavy fire!
Yeah, like, well, and you start to see how things change, like how language changes. Now, granted, I get that language has to evolve to a point, but once you start changing the meanings of the words, and say like, oh, this isn't what, like, you know, this isn't what that means anymore. Now it means this. Like, you start to erase. Then you get a whole generation that doesn't understand. Like, there's this whole theory that oh god, there was this one guy that did a study. It was a long time ago about how generational wealth only lasts for an average of 4 generations, 3 to 4 generations. They say the reason why is because basically what happens is the man starts a
long
company,
and arduous.
goes
But we
through
must press
hell
on.
trying to, like, just you know, like, not taking a salary and managing the company. The company grows, prospers. His son, who saw all of that, or son or daughter, sees what it took for him to get to that level. And usually with a lot of companies, they keep it in the family and pass it down. They understand that they can't mess this up. Like, you know, his father, like their father, worked tirelessly to create this company, so it creates a sense of I can't mess this up. What happens is that the son, when they get older and they have children, their child doesn't see what it took for their grandfather to make that company. So they start to kind of develop this, I guess, like, sanitized effect of, like, you know, everything's always handed to me. Because, you know, 9 times out of 10 when people have a lot of money, like, they want their kids to have the best things possible, from best education to best healthcare, best everything. As they should. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that in a lot of instances, there is, I wouldn't say a benefit, but there's like a little bit of struggle is good. Is the base of what I'm trying to say. But it's like 1 in the morning, so I'm a little tired. But the whole concept is like them not understanding struggle and getting everything handed to them kind of gives them the sanitized effect of like they could do no wrong to a point. So usually after 3 or 4 generations, wealth doesn't last because they go through all that money and they just make poor decisions. At least that's the way that's some of the things I've read. It's weird. I should really read 1984 again. I read it like years ago, but I part of it is I don't want to get depressed because I work at Amazon, which that's a whole fucking. I've worked there 6 years. That's a whole thing. That's a whole fucking thrill ride all on its own. But I was listening to the book because they don't allow us to have headphones in, but I just put mine in because I just say
There should be some ISA forces in the area.
Oh, ISA forces in the area. Okay, sweet. But I listened to the book. I listened to Blade Runner.
Captain Temple.
Great 1980s.
Sure glad to see you guys. It's about to get real hot
early
here.
90s movie.
The
Great fucking
Helghast
movie
are preparing
with,
to storm the
Harrison
beach.
Ford.
So get ready.
But it was based off a.
Let's get ready to rock and roll.
We'll take care of things.
It was based off a short. I believe it was a short story called "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?" And they actually acknowledge that because I have Audible, so I buy an Audible I bought an Audible subscription. It's like $20 a month, and they give me a free credit every month. And the weird thing, honestly, the weirdest thing, it really does depress me a little bit. And the only reason why it depresses me so much is how our view of the future was, and it wasn't that far off. Like, granted, we don't have, like, sky cars, we don't have flying cars or anything, but we do have things basically like a mood organ that you can use, which is basically just our medication. In the beginning, they reference a mood organ where you dial a certain number, and it basically makes you feel a certain emotion for a set period of time. Yeah, hard, you know, hard men make good,
Over their head!
bad times make hard men make good times breed weak men. It's kind of the same cycle over and over again. If I remember correctly, that's the way the quote goes. Wait, back to the mood organ. The mood organ, like, allows you to feel certain different emotions. To me, that's, in my head, I was just thinking of psychotropic medication, like antidepressants, anxieties, things like that. And then there's also how owning, like, the planet, Earth is so polluted that, like, anybody who wants to immigrate to another planet has to pass, like, a genetic test and has to pass, because, like, because Blade Runner follows, at least in the book, it follows two people. It follows not just Deckard, but it follows, a man called Isidore, who is, he's what's called a special. A special is somebody who has a mutation from being exposed to the planet too long.
Hold them off!
Yeah, mood organ. Yeah, that's why I really love that Bo Burnham, the new special he has, the "Welcome to the Internet" song is fucking perfect, just because that is exactly what the internet is. And another thing that I found out recently that kind of creeped me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, was how social media not only influenced a lot of things, but influenced like how the algorithm fucks with your head.
Ready to rock and roll.
Because the way social media algorithms work is the more you click on it, like if you for example made a whole new YouTube account and then just started watching puppy videos, that's all it would show you. And all the social media platforms work the same way. The only downside to it was that social media companies early on realized that the most interaction they ever get on a video is when people are pissed off. Like, you see somebody get their ass kicked by the cops and shit like that for no reason, like it pisses, like, you know, it pisses you off, and it makes you want to comment, it makes you want to share this, like, what the fuck. And granted, that, like, you should have that reaction. I'm not saying that's bad, I'm just saying what happens is A, you don't get the full story, and B, if you keep seeing that over and over and over again, day after day, hour after hour, month after month, year after year, you're just gonna keep thinking this is happening. When some things that, especially some things that the news shows, you can be like 3 or 4 years old. So it's like, that's not good. Because if you're not showing me modern news, I just keep thinking this happens, then I'm gonna see like, well, we need to stop this. Well, then I'll just piss you off more. So it's like, it's kind of weird how social media kind of hijacks your brain. I mean, hell, I could be a hypocrite, or I could be a hypocrite and say that video games also do that too, to a point. Dopamine rushes and all that stuff. So it's like, it's a weird conundrum we got ourselves in, but I don't know. I mean, oftentimes I read from philosophers how, like, we get to a point where we would immerse with technology to a point, but we're already kind of there. So the concept is that, like, everybody's got this in their pocket. Everybody's got, like, nowadays everybody's got a smartwatch. I'll openly admit I have. It was a gift from my girlfriend. like we will integrate with technology. I mean, hell, Elon Musk wants to make, I think it's like Neuralink or whatever, to integrate with technology more directly. So, I mean, it's a weird conundrum we've kind of gotten ourselves in. I'm like, I don't even know how we walk ourselves back from this. Like in Blade Runner, it was so polluted, to go back to the Blade Runner thing. Blade Runner, it's a status symbol to own a real animal.
Hold them off!
So like he wants to get like Deckard whenever he brings in an android, like he really wants to, like a sheep, or because like he has I believe an oxen or a sheep that is electric now. And everybody worships this one guy that had the idea that like if you have an animal, it'll make your life better, and it'll make you want to take care of it. It's a book to make you think. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Because Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep made a lot. It inspired a lot of books like iRobot, iRobot, Blade Runner, and a lot of some of our best sci-fi universes, pretty much.
Move it!
And they're things to. Oh yeah, no, I'll admit to that. Like they don't show the world like news does and stuff like that. It's mostly just, I feel like there's games where they're like where you can tell, like for example, like the new Star Wars movies. I often feel like they're preaching to me, and I'm like, dude, I get it. Women can do shit too, but can I see Ahsoka like fucking like cut through some fucking Sith Lords and shit like that, or like Order 66? Like you don't have to force women or anybody else into it. Like it just has to be believable. Like in 2000, like Killzone came out in 2004. When I first saw Luger, I wasn't thinking like, oh man, another woman in a powerful role, strong women, blah blah blah. No, I was thinking, oh cool, she's a fucking badass. She's the female Sam Fisher, pretty much. So, like I really wasn't thinking it. Like it feels like a lot of the people that are like just kind of just shoving shit where it doesn't belong, and I just get frustrated because I'm like, dude, like I just want to eat, I just want to relax, I just want to play. I don't play a game to be preached at. I'll read a book for that.
Got the bastards! I think we got them all.
I can't believe we survived that!
Like for example, one of my favorite moments in Gears of War. Like, Gears of War was the third game, not just because the gameplay was top-notch, the casting was fucking, like, the voice acting was phenomenal, the story was great, it wrapped it all up, a lot of the loose ends. But the fact that you actually got to see, like, chicks on the battlefield, that was fucking great. It got to the, like, the COG military had been stretched so far to the point where, like, they actually had people like Anya and fucking Sam in the trenches with the guys. Like, I thought that was fucking cool. And Anya was a badass, like always was.
Prepare to die, motherfuckers!
But like, world's going to hell, and I got a front row seat for I wouldn't say in prison, because the idea is that like you have to start teaching people to do critical thinking.
Sir. You get to the docks entrance.
Oh, Gears of War 3.
Head to your right.
Gears of War, Anya from Anya Stroud. I don't know if you've ever played that. She's in the first two games. She is Control, where she's the one giving you the info and stuff like that. In the third game, though, they were talking about how like the COG ceased to exist and how they're just on a ship and stuff like that. And she's like, it's got to the point where she's in the trenches with the guys with the fucking Retro Lancer and all that shit. It's pretty fucking awesome. But like when I first saw that, I wasn't like, oh god, they're trying to force on the women, like she's a Mary Sue. Like no, it was actually she had a legitimate reason for being there, and it never felt forced. It was just like, oh sweet, I can actually get more dialogue from Anya, and I can actually have I have a person to match the to match the voice. Awesome. Well, and a lot of people like. And I'm not I'm a fairly politically savvy person because that's all I've been focusing on lately. But politics is downstream of culture. Everything changes because the culture changes. Yeah, like it was like. So I mean, if the culture reacts to everything because the culture changes as we go. Oh shit. Yeah, that one was kind of the Tomb Raider thing to me was a different animal because okay, here's the thing. Like I can understand being able to kill people and then crying over a deer to a point. Now here's why. Here's my reasoning. Not that anybody asked, but to anybody who's watching this on YouTube, like what is it? A person on Twitch this is being recorded and filmed and all that stuff. So you know, I'm talking to a person on Twitch. So. Yeah, they're kind of giving me talking points to talk about stuff. But here's the reason why the new Tomb Raider didn't really bother me so much, how she's crying over a deer and all that shit. The reason why that didn't bother me so much was because like up until that point, if I remember correctly. Now, keep in mind I haven't played this game in a while, in like at least 7-8 years. When they did that, like every human up to that point had been trying to kill her. So it's a lot easier to justify in your head killing a person that's trying to kill you than it is to kill an innocent defenseless animal to a point.
With our boys in the docks. The Helghast are in control of that area now. We'll try to hold the enemy here.
Over so quick.
Let's head to the docks.
Yeah, I really probably should do that for, like, I need to, like, figure out, because I have a little bubble on it. Like, I really should do, like, a little chat box, like, put the chat box, like, right in the corner or something like that. Yeah, like, that was my 2 cents, though, if you wanted my 2 cents, because, like, you know, it does seem stupid, but I'm like, okay, if a person's trying to come in, as a person who's come from a lot of rough and tumble areas, like, beating the crap out of a person is way easier to me than hurting an animal. That's just me personally. Because, but then again, that's also coming from a very cynical point of view to me, because I've seen people do horrible shit.
Watch out! Helghast attack boats!
Like, and it's also harder because, I mean, it's not so much deer are cute, but it's like, there's that whole I need to kill this so I can eat it thing, and I understand. It's mostly just killing a defenseless animal that you can't defend itself is a weird conundrum. But it's kind of like people that are against hunting. I understand it. Do I agree with it? Not completely.
Hold fire.
But I won't call a hunter a bad
We have to get to the evac point.
I just don't like trophy hunting. I like that. That's my thing. I just don't like trophy hunting because I think trophy hunting is a waste of time. Like if you kill a deer and you just take the head and the antlers and you leave the meat to rot, I will give you a lot of shit because that animal died and could have fed like a family, and you're letting the meat go to waste. That's kind of my thing on that. Now, for example, if you trophy hunted and then donated the meat and just took the head and antler, I won't have a problem because at least you gave it to somebody that was gonna eat it. Yeah, trophy hunters need to play some video games. I could see that, but I also can see the benefit of doing it yourself. Like, because at that point, I'm a person that's just never understood sports games either. I just never understood them because I was a boxer and a brawler for a couple of years, and that's a game that I could understand being playing a video game of, but not at the same time because it's fun to play. Like it's fun. There are sports that are fun to play in video game form, but more fun to play in real life. And then just like there's sports that I'd rather watch than play. Like for example, I would rather watch hockey than actually play hockey because hockey is a pain in the ass to just to skate is a pain in the ass. I'll play iceless hockey. I won't play regular hockey. Like, but like, or like baseball. Baseball's a perfect example. Baseball's our national pastime. I don't know why it's our national pastime, because I will be completely honest with you, baseball is boring as shit to watch. I will be completely honest. To watch it in a stadium is a completely different ballpark. But to watch it, like to watch on TV, that is boring as shit.
Come on, come on!
Yeah, well, there's an aspect, there's a strategic aspect, like you said, like, well, I mean, here's the thing, like for people who hunt with a bow, like someone like Ted Nugent, for example. People like Ted Nugent, Joe Rogan, all that stuff, they hunt with a fucking bow. I knew my friend Matt Applehans, if you ever see this, you know, probably barely remember me. But shout out, his dad hunted with a bow. And Jesus fucking Christ. Like, that is some intense shit. Yeah, I could see that. They just said it's way better if you've played it yourself, like knowing some guitar than being able to appreciate the music more. Yeah, I can understand that aspect. It's just with me, it's just like for me, fighters I respect to the nth degree, mainly because I used to do that. And it is not fucking easy. Like,
The way ahead is blocked with Helghast laser mines. They're programmed to let Helghast past.
Of course.
You can scout ahead. We'll...
Wait! You're not gonna trust this freak to...
Haka can scout ahead. We'll find another way around.
Well, you're in charge.
I love how pissed off Rico sounds. So he is kind of still Helghast, alright. But, Yeah, like Bond is great, and then, like there's appreciation for a sport that you can have. Like, for example, I will never knock soccer. I may not like soccer, I may not like to watch soccer, but I will never knock soccer. That is fucking intense, man. They run like I think it's like 3 or 4 marathons, like every game. Oh, damn it. They run like 3 or 4 marathons a game. Like, I will never knock soccer. I may not like it, but I will never like say like I will also offer a caveat of like, okay, when it's a game of you've been watching like 3 or 4 hours,
Captain,
and then
I
it's
see you got yourself a Helghast prison.
like 3 or 4 years, and
No,
then on
he's
top
working
of
with
that,
us. What's the
and
situation
then like
here?
it's ends 0-0,
This area is
that pissed me
secure,
off.
We have reports of
That would
Helghast
just piss me
in
off
other
because I'm like,
parts of the
okay,
docks.
dude, come on. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, I understand how nice, like how hard soccer players work. It's just like how I understand how hard football players work. I never knock football. Again, that's a sport I'd rather. Again, that's a sport I'd rather play than watch. Granted, I don't watch any. I don't really watch any. Or not watch, but I don't really play any sports anymore, just for the fact that I like, you know, I have I only have one good eye. I can't really play. I can't. The only sport I can really do is probably like shooting. That's pretty much it. But there's something to be said about a lot of
Let's get moving.
like a lot of sports, because like, you know, like baseball, fun to play, not fun to watch for me. Soccer, like, it's not fun to watch for me. That's just me, though. It's not fun to watch. FIFA was a game that I was really surprised took off in America. I don't know. I did not realize that was such a
We can't get past
fun
that
game to
MG.
play.
We need someone to take it out.
Pretty much. And I found out I'm actually a pretty good shot, so. But my thing is, like, there's games where I'm just like, okay, like for example, like the 2K series, I could rustle up a couple guys to play, I could rustle up a couple guys to play football, or I could rustle up a couple guys to play basketball. And I gotta be honest with you, if you get out-shooted by Stevie Wonder in a 3-point shooting competition, or not even a 3-point shooting competition, just like an actual game, that's not something you're gonna be able to live down for the rest of your life. just see me with a fucking eye patch on, like fucking Goro Majima from Yakuza, just dunking on people, and he fucking people be like, oh Jesus Christ, like, so I just won like this guy just took like $300 from me.
We can hold this area now.
But it, like basketball again, is fun to watch and play to a point. Like more fun to play than it is to watch. Fighting, I could understand why there's video games for it and why you wouldn't want to do that in real life, because I gotta be honest with you, a lot of fighters don't want to do that shit in real life anymore. Like, and you can tell. Like you can tell that they don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, like MMA, like UFC fighters and boxers, I can understand, but like I get nervous because, like, especially when I was boxing, I got really nervous whenever I was fighting. Just the fact is, it's one of those things where
the way ahead is blocked with Helghast laser mines. They're programmed to let Helghast
but like, because
pass.
when you see boxers towards the end,
Wait, you're not gonna trust
like
this freak to...
it
Hacker
really
can scout
diminishes
ahead.
how long
We'll
you
find
wanna
another
keep
way
going.
around.
Well, you're in charge.
Like when you look at games like when you look at fighters like, for example, Muhammad Ali towards the end, like he was just so fucking wrecked, and not all of that was Parkinson's. That a lot of that was just from years of fighting. Mike Tyson got fucked up a little bit from it, but not much. He was like, Mike Tyson is like a untrained pit bull. Like, he's a pit bull on a... He's a pit bull... He was a pit bull, like a rabid pit bull on a fucking spike in some guy's backyard. Like, he... Especially back in the day, god damn. I was watching some of his old fight promos. And I'm just laughing because there's a part where a guy yells something just to fuck with him, and he just goes, "I'm gonna fuck you till you love me." And I'm just like, who else could say some crazy fucking shit like that? I'm gonna fuck you till you love me. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? But like people like Jake LaMotta, who, like, another one, like they just get. They, like, so many times getting hit in the head, they just get so, like, they're not there anymore, and that was terrifying to me. Like, the prospect of just being that guy where it's just, like, you know, like when I get to, like, the 70s and 80s, and I'm just looking out, like nobody's able to understand me because I can't barely talk because I had a stroke, like, 3 years ago. I got a cigar hanging out of my mouth, and I'm just sitting there just, like, I'm like, god damn. I used to go to there was this place in I used to go to daycare all the time, and they would do a bunch of field trips, and one time we went to an old folks home, and I'm just sitting there like, oh god, like I don't like, to me that depresses me, but that's just me. Of just looking at a person that barely knows that they're there, and they're just happy that you came to see them. I'm like, oh god, this is. Like, you're, on one hand, you're kind of happy because the teachers make you, or not the teachers, but, like, the counselors make you kind of interact with them. But on the other hand, you're also like, Jesus Christ, like, when was the last time their family was here? Like, I always feel like the old folks home were just kind of meant to be out of sight, out of mind.
Watch out!
Like, because in other cultures, they don't do that. Like, they always move, especially heavy German, heavy European, it's not just German, but, European countries, they're really big into, once you get old enough, your parents, like, their parents move in with the children. It's kind of fascinating. Like, Italians are very big into family as well with that kind of system. Hispanic people are really big, like, in middle of Central America is huge into that as well. Like, there's really no folks homes. It's kind of fascinating. I've been studying a lot of cultures lately. But then again, in high school, like, I lived in Florida for a set period of my educational career, and I just like chilling. Like, I like talking to people. I like, because I mean, I look how I look, so I look Hispanic when I'm actually mixed. I'm half black, half white. So, like, I would learn. It's weird. It's weird going from No, the Midwest, a small town in the Midwest where the closest thing, like my mom, like where my dad was like the first black person in that neighborhood, and my mom used to joke all the time that the darkest thing in our neighborhood was me, my dad, and the blacktop. And to go from that to go from that to Florida was kind of jarring. Or to go from Tampa, Florida, because when I lived in Lutz and Clearwater, it was all just pretty much just white people. Lutz and Clearwater, and then I lived in what is it? I lived in my final stop was Tampa, and Tampa is goddamn. People would run up to me and just speak Spanish to me, assuming that I was like Cuban, Dominican, or whatever, and I'm just like, God. Like, it was jarring to like a 14 or 15-year-old me. It was ridiculous. I was so confused. Good times though. That's the one thing I kind of miss about moving back to the Midwest though, is in Florida, like you could get a Cuban sandwich that, oh god, it tasted heavy. Like, cause there was like a bodega on like every corner. It was delicious. Like, you could go and walk in, the guy can barely speak English. You just say, but he can understand Cuban cigars and like 2 other words. And you'd walk in and be like, hey, I want a Cuban. I want a Cuban. And then you just see him roll it. And you can get sandwiches like that fucking thick. Oh god, it's delicious. I miss like, that's the one thing I miss about it. Is like, you can't get a half decent Cuban in the Midwest. It's just not, they're just not up here. So it's like, it kind of sucks, because I'm just sitting there like, oh man, I get a hankering for a Cuban every once in a while, and I'm like, I can't do anything. Good times though.
Damn it!
Watch your back.
Let's see if I can finish this one. Did I get him?
Enemy spotted!
Booyah!
Show him who's boss.
Oh, so much better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add a chat box to the to like the middle of the screen or something like that for later. Oh, okay. I thought this was I honestly thought like all that was supposed to be water, but no, it's mud. I'm like, or mud or rocks. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Okay, thanks for watching, brother. I really appreciate it. I'm probably about to end it.
The information I gathered from the Helghast, I have to process it immediately. I need access to the mainframe.
We don't have time for that. We gotta get you on one of those shuttles.
I need to process data. Here.
Hey, didn't you hear the captain? We're delivering the package. The package is you.
What is it you need to do, Hacker?
What? You're just gonna let some unknown freak hack into the mainframe? How do we know he's not a double agent, huh? What's to say he's not on the other side?
And how many of the other side do you calculate I've killed in the past hour?
You bastards don't even give a shit about your own. Try it, scum. Come on, try it. Back off, bitch.
If you fire, you know you're dead.
That's it! Enough! It's a long way to the fortress, and our chances, even if we pull together, are somewhere between slim and nil. So for the last time, get your shit together and start acting like soldiers! Haka, what is it that can't wait?
I found out that a computer on the SD platforms has come under the control of the Helghast. Now, it's that computer they've used to shut down the defense systems. I need to identify it to inform General Adams. But to do this, I need to hack into the mainframe.
All right.
You got 3 minutes.
You can see my
General
girlfriend's
Adams is
exploded
prepared and
sweetly.
waiting for you, General.
Hacker.
Nearly there.
Hacker. Time's up.
Got it. It can't be.
What? What is it?
It can't be.
General,
General?
I suggest we get on with it.
As you wish.
The computer under Helghast control. It's General Adams's personal computer.
Very good. I understand you've prepared everything for the reprogramming of the defense systems.
You've got that 100% A1 correct.
Uh-oh.
General.
What's the meaning of it?
The meaning? The meaning is you lose.
Traitor.
Yeah, whatever. Kill him.
You have done well, General. I will ensure that Scholar Visari hears of your efforts.
I'll tell him myself, thank you, General Linty. That is after I take this little beauty for a spin around the block. Shit! General Vaughton's in real danger up there.
And if Adams is a traitor, then he'll soon be in control of the SD platform weapons.
Which can be aimed
Oh, Jesus. Look!
anywhere.
God damn.
We need to move on and find a boat to commandeer. This way.
Okay, let's see if I can... Wait a minute, hang on. I actually don't even know if I can... Okay, so I should probably finish this chapter first.
Keep quiet.
Engaging target.
There we go.
Grenade!
Taking heavy fire. Heads down. Frag out. Target.
Right.
Fire in the hole. Look out. Kill them. Come on, down. Move it.
Should have been.
Hey, hacker! Those elites kinda look like your mama!
Look on this.
Look out!
Watch out. Taking heavy fire.
Suppressing fire!
Kill him.
Watch your back! Covering fire!
Stay clear.
Damn, I'm out. Oh, damn it.
Keep shooting!
We need to move on and find a boat to commandeer. This way.
Move up. Keep out of sight.
Who's there?
Oh, damn it.
Hacker is down!
Enemy! You think you're tough?
We need to move on and find a boat to commandeer. This way.
Squad, move up. Keep quiet.
Who's there? Enemy inside. Let's go! Let's go!
Watch your back! Behind you.
Hey, hacker!
Gas!
Oh, you're bunching up. This is my birthday.
Hacker, you can proceed past these mines. If you open the sluice gate, we can go through this sewage pipe.
That all you got?
Oh, shit.
Covering fire!
You feel lucky?
Incoming frag! They got him! Suppression fire!
Oh shit.
Cover me!
That all you got? Go, go, go!
Okay, there we go.
Suppressive
Come on,
fire!
come on, come on!
Okay, go. Come on, give them something else to shoot at, please, because I can only hold the aggro for so long.
Keep shooting!
Everybody move!
Over their heads! Over their heads!
Squad, move up. Everybody move, come on!
Oh, okay. So I can't go up this.
Hold fire.
Move it! Look at contact! Fire in the hole!
Oh shit.
Get them! Man down! Reloading!
Want a piece of me?
There must be something there. We need support.
Right
Oh
between the
god.
eyes.
Just dropped it between the floor.
The enemy! Enemy in sight!
They got me picked up. We're taking losses.
Okay, I think only Luger can squeeze through them.
These elite soldiers are tough to kill.
Elite. More like Girl Scouts. Come on, you goggle-eyed freaks.
Hey, Rico! Shut up and concentrate your fire on the elevated defenders!
Taking heavy fire. Squad,
Way to go.
down. Incacao. Heads down. Grenade. Taking fire.
Whew, kablam!
Oh, targeting view.
Looks like I'm gonna have some more ammo when we get down there.
Right between the eyes.
Kill him.
You missed yours, I sure as hell didn't miss mine. Okay, got healed a bit.
Okay, securing those 2 boats is our objective. Let's get the consent of their owners first.
Okay, here we go. And there we go.
Incoming frag.
You got me pinned down.
Even from longer ranges.
Oh man, not in the face!
Oh!
You want some?
Taking fire! Heads down!
Behind you.
You think you're tough?
Stand clear!
Come, motherfucker!
Incoming! They got me!
There we go.
Not bad.
I think that was the last one. Oh, there's stairs on the other side. Oh shit! Escape.
That's your ticket out of here, up in smoke, hacker.
So what now?
We head for the uplink. The orbital transfer station feeds the SD platform directly. It's our only choice.
You're kidding, right? That's like 90K through a giant shit heap of Helghast. And I ain't ugly enough to pass for one of them.
We have to try. The Earth fleet is coming soon.
How do you know this shit?
I'm a spy. It's my job.
When the Earth fleet arrives, Adams can just blow it out of the sky. Yan?
We head for the remains of the fortress. It's the only way to the uplink, and it'll be a good position to get the lie of the land.
How come I get to share with the rat?
3,000, literally. Okay, well, I think this will be it for me. I made some great progress, and I got a new subscriber, or not a new subscriber, a new follower on Twitch. And I want to thank you all. So please like, subscribe, share share my channel if you want to see more playthroughs of older games. I played just about everything after I'm done with the Killzone 1, I'm gonna do 2 and 3, and then I'm gonna do all the God of War series, so that's gonna be fun. That's all I got for you, so if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.